Part 31. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Chi Wen. Chapter 305. Half an hour later, few parts of the city wall were intact. Wagner was helpless. Rushing out now is tantamount to starting a decisive battle. He has only more than 2,000 elite soldiers and 20,000 miscellaneous soldiers in his hands at this time. If he fights the opposite army in a decisive battle, he will definitely lose. If he fails to complete the task given by the bloodthirsty demon wolf, his fate will be equally miserable, and the lessons learned from his past are still fresh in his mind. Now we can only delay it as long as we can. Wagner wanted to delay, but the human coalition forces on the opposite side didn't want to. Come on. Wang Shuo did not hide behind the crowd, but took the lead in rushing forward with the Hell Knights. The three-headed dog has healing skills and its vitality is still very tenacious. Therefore, taking the lead in the charge is not considered sacrificing one's life. In this battle, there were nearly 10 mayors and lords working together, and each of them sent nearly 1,000 ace troops. The levels of these main forces are all close to level 40, and their equipment is quite luxurious. They are considered the ace among aces. Although the main force of the Burning Legion is of high level, there are still a large number of miscellaneous soldiers of level 20 to 30. More importantly, the undead have almost no armor other than weapons. Of course, their bones are equivalent to their armor. The war broke out in an instant. On the human coalition side, the number of mid to high level generals was far greater than that of the undead army. As soon as the battle began, the undead army fell into a passive position. Wagner also has no generals available. There are only more than 100 junior generals, and more than half of them have been lost in the previous war. For fierce generals like Wang Shuo and Gong Zheng, almost no undead can stop them. A fierce fight unfolded in the river valley. Corpses littered the fields and rivers of blood flowed. An hour later, Wagner was finally defeated and began to retreat. This battle can be said to be extremely tragic. The human troops lost nearly 5,000 people. Wang Shuo's Red Flame army also lost nearly 300 people. Other mayors and lords suffered higher losses than him. Standing among the corpses, Wang Shuo was deeply shocked. It's a battlefield. But this is not the time to be sad. Everyone, now is the best time to completely defeat this undead army. We must not let them go to join the bloodthirsty demon wolf. Mayor Wang is right. Sushiu finally had a sense of presence. In the previous battle, his white horse knights did not perform too well. Now in this kind of pursuit battle, where he beats the drowned dog, he must perform well to show his strength in front of the various mayors and lords, otherwise he will have no say in the future. Wang Shuo was also unambiguous and directly asked his 3 ace troops, together with the brother troops of the Nanshan Society, to pursue the escaped undead troops directly. Killing the undead not only brings benefits such as energy crystals, but also increases the level, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. After several battles, the average level of the Red Flame army has reached level 41. Wang Shuo discovered a problem at this time. It's just that my own level doesn't rise as fast as that of ordinary soldiers. Is it because he is a military commander? Riding on Rhubarb's back, Wang Shuo turned to look at Ayub. He was only level 40 at this time. Although he was higher than himself, his improvement speed was obviously not as good as that of some soldiers. Because the highest level soldiers are already level 43. Really unable to understand this problem, Wang Shuo did not dwell too much on it, because at this time, they had already caught up with the undead who were lagging behind. There are probably more than 8,000 undead who escaped. Wagner was among them, and Wang Shuo's target for this trip was the enemy commander Wagner. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Chi Wen. Chapter 306. Soon, Wang Shuo led his troops to intercept Wagner. Wagner was not an undead knight, so the warhorse under his crotch was only used for traveling. It had no speed bonus and was much slower than Wang Shuo's 3 legions. Wagner, surrender. Wang Shuo stood proudly with the bloodthirsty spear in his hand. Do you think you can beat me? Wagner pretended to be calm when he saw that his way was blocked. The momentum must be controlled. Wang Shuo did not say anything more. Look at the gun. Both sides immediately launched an attack. Wang Shuo had a deep understanding of the difficulty of killing top generals. Gongzheng, Ayub, and other fierce generals of the Xian army surrounded him. Soon, Li Jiangguo's crossbow battalion rushed over and immediately set up a bronze crossbow cart in the distance. Wang Shuo and his men immediately understood and released several control skills. Dozens of bronze spears flew over. Wagner died on the spot in the northwest. Sushiu, who was fighting hard on the battlefield, was simply unbelievable when he saw Wang Shuo kill a top general so easily. At this moment, his long-standing sense of superiority was shattered. Seeing how skillfully they cooperated, it seemed that this was not the first time. He kicked the skeleton in front of him and felt a little uncomfortable. Wang Shuo quickly picked up the dropped items and showed a happy look on his face. Because there was a certificate of job transfer for a high-level general among them. At this time, the battlefield was in chaos. After Wang Shuo put away the items, he started chasing again. Another half an hour, not a single skeleton escaped. Lord Wang, you have made great contributions to the victory of this battle. Not bad, not bad. Mayor Wang led the troops and was invincible. He is really a role model for our generation. In this battle, if Mayor Wang had not broken the defense of the pass, I am afraid that we would not be able to attack even if we sacrificed our lives. Wang Shuo was very pleased to see his allies constantly flattering him. Who doesn't like such praise? But he was not overwhelmed by the victory in front of him. Because rescuing Changping County, this is the first step. Everyone, the small victory in front of us is not worth celebrating. There is still a fierce battle waiting for us later. Lord Wang is right. Hearing this, everyone's face changed. Thinking that they were about to face a general, as well as a large number of senior generals and tens of thousands of skeletons, they felt a headache. There is no time to lose, let's set off immediately. I'm afraid that if we go too late, Changping County will be gone. Saving others is saving yourself. Changping County must be saved. After everyone left a small number of people to clean up the battlefield, the main force immediately headed for the east gate of Changping County. At this time, the city wall of Changping County had been breached, and the undead army was killing into the city. Lin Xiaodong put on armor and went into battle with a group of confidants, struggling to deal with the bloodthirsty demon wolf. Most of the defensive arrow towers in the city were destroyed, and the residents were slaughtered by the undead. They only need corpses, not living people. Wang Shuo and others saw this and did not hesitate. They quickly joined the battle. The strength of these skeletons is all above level 50, and it is quite difficult to kill them. Several knights of the Hell Knights must cooperate with each other to kill them. Fortunately, the three-headed dog is more adaptable to the terrain than the Golden Fire Cavalry, and its combat effectiveness is still strong. As for the other cavalry units, they can basically only be used as infantry. Wang Shuo quickly captured a section of the city wall. Li Jiangguo immediately arranged troops to set up bronze crossbow carts on the city wall. Wang Shuo sincerely thanked the boss who exploded the bronze crossbow cart. If it weren't for it, he would never have been so smooth. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Chi Wen. Chapter 307. The spears were like sharp arrows, quickly killing the nearby skeleton soldiers. The health of a level 60 skeleton was only 5,000 to 8,000. It only took a few spears to kill one, which was quite efficient. At least it was much more effective than dealing with people, and it was safe to kill from a distance. After Wang Shuo left a team of people to protect the crossbow battalion, he led the Hell Knights and headed towards the city lord's mansion. He had been to this place once and was familiar with the terrain in the city. Along with Wang Shuo, there were also generals under the command of various lords. This time they were going to deal with a group of high-level generals headed by the bloodthirsty demon wolf. Ordinary soldiers were useless in front of them. Lin Xiaodong was still at ease in the face of the siege of several high-level generals. He suddenly raised his eyes and saw the arrival of reinforcements, and he was overjoyed. Lin County Magistrate, hold on, we will rescue you. Okay, I can still hold on, you guys quickly destroy the undead skeletons in the city. The bloodthirsty demon wolf not far away snorted coldly when he heard it. You can still hold on, but I haven't made a move yet. A small ball shining with strange light spit out from his mouth and went towards Lin Xiaodong. Although Lin Xiaodong had already discovered and defended the small ball with all his strength, he was still repelled by it and fell on a pillar, spitting blood. His health value dropped by 1/3 directly. Wang Shuo's pupils shrank sharply when he saw this scene. I'm afraid that his small body can't withstand the magic attack of this bloodthirsty demon wolf. At the gate of the Lord's mansion, Lin Xiaodong's guards also have 4 high-level generals, while the bloodthirsty demon wolf has 10 high-level generals and at least 20 level 60 skeleton elites. As for Wang Shuo, there were only 5 high-level generals who followed him, but there were quite a few mid-level generals, at least more than 20, and the 3-headed dog troops of hell. When Wang Shuo was on the road, he had already handed the high-level general transfer scroll to Ayub. Including the high-level generals of other lords, there were only 5 people in total, and the number seemed to be equal. But a bloodthirsty demon wolf could break the balance of combat power. Lin Xiaodong only had the strength of a top-level general, while the bloodthirsty demon wolf was a general. In this battle, Wang Shuo had no way to use the bronze crossbow cart. First, the distance was too far to attack, and second, the terrain in the city was too narrow, with soldiers fighting everywhere, and there was no way to place a large number of bronze crossbow carts. A single one was not very meaningful. After all, Wang Shuo's full-strength attack had already caused more than 2,000 points of damage. At this time, Wang Shuo could only rush forward with his head held high, and the arrow was on the string, and he had to shoot. Wang Shuo asked Gu to stand on the beam in the distance and use bows and arrows for remote support. He and Ayub will first clear out the nearby skeleton generals. As for Lin Xiaodong's battle, let him hold on for a while. His health is still more than half, and he will not be in danger in the short term. Wang Shuo believes that he must have a way to save his life and will not be defeated so quickly. With the addition of new forces, the battle finally came to a stalemate. Gongzhen transformed into a giant, and from time to time he swung in front of the bloodthirsty wolf to attract his attention and share some damage with Lin Xiaodong. The bloodthirsty wolf was quite annoyed with this stone man, and he grabbed it and slapped it away. At this time, another figure blocked him. Lin Xiaodong was also shocked. There was still someone who dared to challenge the bloodthirsty wolf. This person was a general under Buletin Lanlin, named Lin Dabiao. He was big and strong, and he was comparable to Gongzhen who had not transformed. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 308. He held a mountain-splitting axe in his hand, jumped and chopped, and went straight to the wolf's head. But the bloodthirsty demon wolf glanced at it contemptuously, and spit out a thunder bead, the size of a fist, shining with arcs of electricity. Lin Dabiao didn't want to get hurt, so he used the door-sized axe as a shield to block the thunder bead. But the axe was corroded by lightning, and the lightning flashed. He couldn't stop shaking, and fell directly from mid-air, spitting blood and being seriously injured. Fortunately, Gong Zhen was quick-witted and quickly blocked in front of him, which allowed him to avoid the second attack of the bloodthirsty demon wolf. Lin Xiaodong got a chance to breathe, and quickly killed the skeleton generals around him. Wang Shuo kept an eye on Gong Zheng's situation at all times. If he was defeated, he had to save his life, although he had many ways to save his life, such as skills such as life feeding. But Wang Shuo was still a little worried, and gave him 2 drops of water of life. As long as he was not killed instantly, he could be saved. The balance of the battle gradually tilted towards the human side. Awoo! The bloodthirsty demon wolf roared. At one time, a large number of undead rushed over. Although they were not military generals, they also caused great trouble to Wang Shuo and others. If the battle dragged on like this, it would be disadvantageous for humans. Humans need to consume physical and mental strength, while the endurance of the undead is almost unlimited. At the same time, most of them do not need to consume mental strength, just chop and it's over. Lin Xiaodong looked at the changes in the battle situation and gritted his teeth and used a group recovery scroll. The health of the humans near the Lord's mansion was quickly restored, and their physical and mental strength were also quickly restored. The battle fell into a stalemate. After killing a high-level military general skeleton, Lin Xiaodong immediately joined the battle against the bloodthirsty demon wolf. After all, although these 2 warriors were able to delay the bloodthirsty demon wolf, they were obviously at a disadvantage, and it was only a matter of time before they were defeated. As the undead army gradually decreased, the bloodthirsty demon wolf also began to become irritable. Awoo! With a call, a humanoid undead beast over 10 meters in size came towards the core battlefield from a distance. This monster was obviously made up of multiple skeletons, and countless human skulls were embedded in its bones. It looked ferocious and terrifying. He kicked down the house that blocked his way with one kick, and all kinds of wooden beams and tiles flew everywhere. When Wang Shuo and others saw this, they were shocked. A bloodthirsty demon wolf was so difficult to deal with, and with a terrible skeleton monster, everyone's heart was once again covered with a shadow. A hellhound knight who stepped forward to stop him was trampled into meat paste by him. Wang Shuo's eyes were burning with fire. No one could stop this monster now. Everyone couldn't help but show a look of fear in their eyes. What to do? Lin Xiaodong was also shocked. He didn't expect the undead to have such a backup. The message to Hedong County for help had been sent as early as the moment the city was broken. But the current situation in Hedong County is definitely very difficult. But he has no choice. If he doesn't send high-level combat forces, he will definitely not be able to defend here. Maybe his call was answered. In the teleportation array, a white light flashed. A swordsman holding a long sword and wearing a white robe walked out of the teleportation array. With a casual sword, he cut off the head of a nearby skeleton warrior, although the damage displayed was only -2300. But after suffering fatal damage, the skeleton warrior fell down and never got up again. Wang Shuo carefully checked the information of this person. Xie Xiaofeng, Junior Warrior. Profession, Swordsman. Level 55. Attack power, 1800. Defense power, 1200. Health value, 10,000. Wang Shuo could only see this information, but it was enough to shock him. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 309. He had never thought that a swordsman could be so fierce. Of course, the opponent's level was already a junior general, which was the key to his fierceness. With this person joining, everyone in Changping County was shocked and hope was rekindled in their hearts. He quickly rushed towards the door of the Lord's mansion. Wherever he passed, the undead fell to the ground. He really killed one person every 10 steps, quite like a sword fairy. His technique was clean and smooth, and Wang Shuo was stunned. At this time, he had the idea that killing monsters could be so artistic. After a few breaths, the undead beast and Xie Xiaofeng arrived near the Lord's mansion. After seeing Xie Xiaofeng, the bloodthirsty demon wolf's heart was also tight. If I had known earlier, I should have destroyed the Lord's mansion first. In this way, I could control the teleportation array. But everything was too late. Xie Xiaofeng's ordinary attack was as high as 1,800. If he added internal force or skills, his attack power could be increased several times. The bloodthirsty demon wolf also had to be cautious. This is a being that can rival him. Leave this bloodthirsty demon wolf to me. Lin Xiaodong breathed a sigh of relief. With Xie Xiaofeng's reinforcement, the people of Changping County felt hopeful again. Xie Xiaofeng easily dealt with some undead warriors, which made everyone feel his powerful fighting power, and the human coalition was in high spirits. This is really the unpredictable life, the big intestines are wrapped in the small intestines. Fate is like this, jumping back and forth between hope and despair. Lin Xiaodong, who had freed his hands, carefully observed the battlefield situation and immediately chose the undead beast as his new opponent. He was not unfamiliar with Xie Xiaofeng. This man was one of the most capable generals under the governor of Hedan County, Zhao, and his fighting power was enough to rank in the top 4. He was in charge of a quarter of the troops under the governor of Zhao. This time, he came alone to support, and it seemed that the situation in Hedan County was not optimistic. He was thinking about the situation while analyzing his opponent. The undead beast has no self-awareness, but is a war weapon pieced together through secret methods. Although it is extremely powerful and has explosive attack power, it is still easy to be targeted by opponents with high agility. Lin Xiaodong swung his sword and chopped at the bones on the undead beast, directly cutting off several bones, and then flew away to keep a distance. At this time, Wang Shuo also quickly killed the opponent around him and joined the battle against the undead beast. The undead beast also has 3 highs, but its only disadvantage is that its agility attribute is not enough. Wang Shuo rode on De Huang, drilled under the crotch of the undead beast, and cut his calf fiercely. Several bones were broken at once. With the agility bonus of the 3-headed dog, plus Wang Shuo's own agility attribute, it is difficult for the undead beast to hit him. Of course, if he is hit once, it is estimated that he will be GG. This is equivalent to dancing on the edge of a knife. Wang Shuo didn't want to face such a dangerous opponent. But if you don't go, I won't go, someone has to go. In the war between humans and the undead, Wang Shuo chose to stand up. Mayor Wang, I didn't expect you to have such courage to fight the undead beast in person. Wang Shuo's move attracted Lin Xiaodong's attention, and he admired Wang Shuo's courage. County Magistrate Lin, you dare to block the undead beast head-on. I was also moved by your heroic feat, so I ran over to help. At this time, Wang Shuo really felt a sense of righteousness. When facing another race, there are always some people who will stand in front. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 310. Okay, I was right about you. Let's join forces to destroy this monster and boost morale. After Lin Xiaodong said that, he used his feet to jump several meters and came to the air. He aimed his long sword at the belly of the undead beast and stabbed it suddenly. A huge lightning shot out along the tip of the sword. Bang! A big hole was directly blown out of the belly of the undead beast, but it did not explode. Buzz! The undead beast roared, and a whirlwind rolled up around it. He suddenly collided his fists in front of his chest, and his momentum burst out. Wang Shuo had to retreat temporarily to avoid its edge. Afterwards, the undead beast found Lin Xiaodong's trace, and immediately collided his fists like a diamond, and swung his fist towards Lin Xiaodong's position. Lin Xiaodong was prepared and jumped away nimbly. This attack of the undead beast only left a huge pit several meters deep in the original place. Wang Shuo's forehead was sweating, but he still mustered up his courage and stabbed at his anus while the undead beast was bending over. At the same time, he launched the dragon transformation attack. Another large piece of dry bones scattered. It was obvious that it caused great damage to the undead beast. At this moment, Lin Xiaodong frowned. "Be careful!" he shouted, stepped forward quickly, and kicked Wang Shuo's hellhound away, and Wang Shuo was kicked dozens of meters away, hitting countless houses. Just when Wang Shuo was confused and angry. Bang! The huge air wave lifted Wang Shuo again. Wang Shuo climbed up with difficulty, only to see that the undead beast just now had disappeared. Only a huge pit was left in the original place. The surrounding undead soldiers and human troops were cleared out in a large circle. Wang Shuo's eyes were red, there were at least 10 hellhounds there. After a while, Wang Shuo realized. It seems that Lin Xiaodong's figure is also gone. Could it be? Wang Shuo was horrified. Only then did he realize that Lin Xiaodong had just saved him. Wang Shuo stood there in a daze, his mind buzzing. If Lin Xiaodong didn't have a resurrection item, wouldn't it be? I still have a resurrection coin. He felt bad. Gong Zheng also quickly got rid of his opponent, came to Wang Shuo and guarded him. "Lord, are you okay?" After a long pause, Wang Shuo pulled himself together and took the water of life. He wanted to find Lin Xiaodong's voice, but found nothing. Ah! He turned around and killed crazily. At this time, the bloodthirsty wolf was also beaten back by Xie Xiaofeng, and its health value had dropped to less than 1/5. He was very skilled in fighting skills, both offensive and defensive. After fighting for a long time, he was not injured. The next battle did not have much suspense. With the bloodthirsty wolf's roar, his life as an undead came to an end. Wang Shuo also vented his resentment at this time. Seeing Xie Xiaofeng's invincible figure, he couldn't help but sigh, are humans really so powerful after reaching the level of war generals? Have they got the strength to fight monsters of the same level alone? After the death of the bloodthirsty demon wolf, the remaining undead became lambs to be slaughtered. Wang Shuo led the remaining Red Flame Army and the Alliance Army to quickly wipe out the undead in the city. At this time, Xie Xiaofeng came over, looked at Wang Shuo and smiled, "You are Mayor Wang, right?" Wang Shuo was shocked. Is he so famous? Even this kind of war general with superior combat power knows him. "It's me. Hello, I am Xie Xiaofeng, the commander of the personal guards under Zhao Junqiao. Now that the magistrate of Changping County has died, then next, you will take over Changping County and temporarily take over the position of county magistrate. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory." Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 311. I hope you can integrate the forces of Changping County as soon as possible, and then support Hedong County. Are you willing? Wang Shuo was a little confused. Why me? Although Wang Shuo was the first in Changping County, he was among the Lord players. As a small town in the Changping County system, there were many mayors whose strength was not inferior to Wang Shuo. Xie Xiaofeng smiled mysteriously, because it was Zhao Junqiao who personally instructed. Even if Lin Xiaodong was still alive, the Changping County coalition forces that went to support were led by you. After that, Xie Xiaofeng turned and walked towards the teleportation array. Wang Shuo was shocked. The Hedong Junqiao thought so highly of him. You know, as the commander of the coalition forces, he was very important. One of his decisions might affect the lives of tens of thousands of people. Even so, Wang Shuo was still very happy to accept it. After all, he was the acting county magistrate. Mayors and lords, do you have any objections to Xie Xiaofeng's proposal just now? At this time, several sharp-eyed mayors immediately echoed, See County Magistrate Wang, with you leading us, we will be invincible and unstoppable. The main people present were powerful mayors such as Bulatin Lanlan and Zheng Zongji, and their support was particularly critical. Mayor Wang has good command and is brave in battle. He is naturally qualified to be the acting county magistrate. I have no objection, Bulatin Lanlan said slowly. County Magistrate Wang Zhengzongji also bowed his hands, which was regarded as acknowledging his status. So far, everyone has recognized Wang Shuo as the acting county magistrate. Under the current situation, it is not so easy to be a county magistrate. Wang Shuo immediately arranged personnel to restore order in the city and integrate everyone's troops. After all, there are still 3 undead troops outside that have not been eliminated. There are more than 1,000 troops left in Changping County. Wang Shuo selected another 20,000 people and began to reinforce the southern pass. The catapult is a magical weapon for attacking cities and plundering land. In the evening, the 3 passes were finally opened. In the Changping County Lord's Mansion, which had been slightly renovated, many lords gathered. Those present were all well-known and powerful lords in Changping County. Wang Shuo told everyone that Lin Xiaodong had died in battle and that he would take over as the acting county magistrate. The lords who came later were suddenly in an uproar. Under the instigation of some people with ulterior motives, some lords finally stood up. Why should you be the acting county magistrate? I think there are many people who can take on this position. Bullshit, our leader led the troops in this battle and made great contributions. Why can't he be the acting county magistrate? This is also what Hedong County wants. Haha, what's Hedong County? He is so powerful, does he still need us to rescue him? I think you killed the weakling Lin County magistrate yourself and want to replace him. These later lords did not experience fighting with undead beasts and bloodthirsty demon wolves. Some of them don't know the height of the world. Insolent. Wang Shuo would never allow anyone to talk about Lin Xiaodong's death. Heroes are not allowed to be blasphemed. Looking at all his actions, they are all fair and above board. Although he has not made any major achievements, he is also well behaved. Wang Shuo gradually lost his patience. You all don't take Hedong County seriously at all. Wang Shuo asked loudly. Originally, Wang Shuo did not pay too much attention to the system town. But Xie Xiaofeng's appearance completely overturned his cognition. The strength of Hedong County is definitely not as simple as it seems on the surface. Similarly, what I saw this time with the undead army is probably just the tip of the iceberg. Apart from anything else, if there are a few general-level skeletons, the strength of Wana Town alone will not be able to stop them, so we still have to unite these forces that can be united. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 312. When everyone heard Wang Shuo's question, they didn't dare to refute for a while. If they were accused of such a crime at this time, what if Hedong County defeated the undead and settled accounts later? Wouldn't they suffer an undeserved disaster? Let's not talk about the appointment of Hedong County for now, just look at the undead confrontation list. Whoever is first will be the acting county magistrate. You won't have any objections, right? Wang Shuo's tone was grim and he didn't allow any objection. On the undead confrontation list, Wang Shuo of Wana Town firmly occupied the first place by destroying 32 altars of different sizes, killing 1 undead warrior and 109 undead generals. At the beginning, only the destruction of altars was used as the basis for ranking, but as the first warrior was killed, the killing of undead generals was also included in the statistical scope. The second place was Zheng Zongji of Qinghe Town. He destroyed 13 altars and killed 47 undead generals. After everyone checked the list, they finally shut up. Because he was the only one who had a record of killing a general. Even Zheng Zongji and Bulatin Lanlan were puzzled. When did this guy kill a general? Okay, since everyone has no objection, then this matter is settled. Those who are unwilling to participate in the reinforcement of Hedong County can leave Changping County. I will never stop them. Those who are willing to stay and participate in this decisive battle, I hope you can cooperate and act in unison. Yes, County Magistrate. Next, Wang Shuo opened the teleportation array between Changping County and Wana Town, teleported his confidants over, and took over Changping County. When cleaning the treasury, Wang Shuo got a large number of military generals' job transfer certificates and tiger talismans. One of the intermediate tiger talismans made Wang Shuo happy. Intermediate tiger talisman, the carrier's command value add 5,000. In this way, Wang Shuo can directly command an army of 50,000 people. There are also various supplies and equipment, but the number is not large. They should have been consumed in the previous defensive battle. Wang Shuo counted his assets. Currently, he has 12 million energy crystals and 80,000 soul crystals. During this period, he had made a lot of money through trade and killing undead skeletons. In addition, the treasury of Changping County had such a rich property, which was within Wang Shuo's expectations. Seeing the military officer transfer certificate in his hand, Wang Shuo immediately called Gong Zheng and others in. There were 10 primary, 5 intermediate, and 5 advanced. Wang Shuo handed Li Jiangguo a senior military officer transfer certificate, but found that he could not use it directly. The system prompted him that he needed a mid-level military officer transfer certificate. It seems that there is no way to take advantage of the loophole. Wang Shuo had to honestly upgrade the military officer levels of his subordinates one by one. Ye Tianba, Gong Zheng, Gong Ping, Gong Kai, and Li Jiangguo were the candidates for using senior military officers this time. In this way, including Wang Shuo, Good, and Ayub, Wana Town has 8 senior military officers. After returning to Wana Town, Wang Shuo engraved the names of several people on the general's platform, which could further improve the attributes of these high-level generals. Recalling what Xie Xiaofeng said before leaving, Wang Shuo should integrate the forces of Changping County as soon as possible, but he did not give him a specific time. Wang Shuo estimated that it would only take 1 or 2 days. If a war broke out, he would probably be asked to set off immediately. Therefore, while there was still some time, he had to deal with the miscellaneous matters as soon as possible, and then integrate the army and go to Haihe City, the capital of Hedong County. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 313. Wana Town Lord's Mansion. Wang Shuo called the lords of Nanshan Society together. Brothers of Nanshan Society, today we are calling you here to send troops to rescue Haihe City. Before discussing, everyone, you can take a look at the rankings. Our Nanshan Society's 2 lords, Lu Haiming and Wen Yufan, performed very bravely in the rescue of Changping County. I will give the heart of the town to them according to the previous agreement. After that, Wang Shuo took out 2 hearts of the town and handed them to the 2. This move made the eyes of others straight. Especially those lords who participated in the battle but slacked all the way, they felt even worse at this time. In order to preserve their strength, they always followed at the end of the battle, and the number of enemies killed, especially the number of generals killed, was much less than that of these 2 lords. This is what you deserve. I hope that in the next battle, we can work together and create glory again. Thank you, leader. Wang Shuo nodded to the 2 with satisfaction. Next, we will go to Haihe City. I hope that more brothers can participate in this operation. After all, in this world, if you keep avoiding, you will be eliminated in the end. Only by constantly facing challenges and improving your strength can you have the opportunity to stand out and grow stronger. The leader said well. This time, Jiaotang village will definitely follow the leader's steps. Lu Haiming, who obtained the heart of the town, immediately expressed his position. I still have 3 town hearts here. After this war, if we are all still alive, the 3 villages with the highest combat power will get the heart of the town. After Wang Shuo finished speaking, the lords were eager to move. Many lords regretted not participating in the last operation or not working hard to kill the enemy. Okay, I won't say much else. You go back and arrange the affairs in the territory first. 1 day later, we will gather in Changping County. After everyone left, Wang Shuo summoned the core personnel of the territory again. Wengzi, are you still busy enough to take care of the 3 cities? Boss, you don't know that Changping County is much bigger than our Wana town. I still have a lot of things to figure out. Don't worry, take your time. Future development will still be based on our Wana town. You can move some useful talents to Wana town. The biggest advantage of Wana town is that the qualification level of the people is at 1, and there are various bonuses. Wang Shuo was still reluctant to give up such a good innate advantage. In addition, you should also start to reserve various talents, such as agents in Nanshanji and Changping County. You must select people with 100% loyalty. This matter must not be sloppy. When you have the right candidate, report to me first. Yes, boss. Afterwards, Wang Shuo transferred Li Weiguo to Nanshanji for garrison, and Li Baoqiu to Changping County for defense. As for specific government affairs, Duan Wengzi was still responsible for coordinating the 3 places. Then, he asked about the population, construction, and various production conditions of the territory. Finally, he looked at Ayub. Abu, how is the expansion of our territory's army going now? My lord, after a series of fierce battles, the Red Flame army has lost thousands of people, but our territory has enough reserve personnel, especially the tools are refreshed every day, so I have followed your request and increased the Red Flame Army's standing combat power to 10,000 people. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Qi Wen. Chapter 314. Wang Shuo smiled and nodded, and said loudly to the generals, our current development momentum is very good, but we cannot take it lightly. Now I appoint Ayub as the commander-in-chief of Wana town, responsible for all military affairs. Appoint 8 leaders including Gongzhang, Gongkai, each leading 1,000 people. The following centurions and other officers will be promoted by you. At the same time, you must each select 2 more deputy commanders and do various replacement tasks in case you have temporary tasks and the army has no direct person in charge. Yes, Lord. After half a day, Ayub handed over a roster, full of names of officers at all levels. After Wang Shuo reviewed it, he turned to Ayub, Abu, what do you think is the biggest problem of our Red Flame army right now? Ayub hesitated again, and then slowly said, is it developing too fast? The reason why Wang Shuo had this question was that the losses in the recent war exceeded his psychological expectations. He still felt very uncomfortable when he saw the rows of spiritual thrones in the Zonghun Hall. But the enemy was too powerful, forcing him to expand his army. Generals at all levels in Wana town were also on the front line. Without the help of the system, they would not have been able to command flexibly. Yes. Everything is too fast, but if you are not fast, you will only be surpassed and eliminated by others. Speed up the training and run in. In addition, the training of the reserve forces cannot be relaxed. It must be carried out in accordance with the standards of the regular army. The daily worship and training in the Loyal Soul Hall must be arranged well. Wang Shuo and Ayub came to the Zonghun Hall together. The number of people that Zonghun Palace can currently accommodate is still too small. He plans to upgrade the Zonghun Palace to another level. The most critical thing for upgrading is the energy crystal. Wang Shuo directly spent 4 million energy crystals to upgrade the Loyal Soul Palace to level 2. The hall is large enough to accommodate 1,000 people at the same time. Take training on the ancient battlefield as a daily task. Reserve soldiers have to kill skeletons every day to improve their level and combat experience. Wang Shuo said to Ayub. Yes, Lord. The next day, Wang Shuo took the lead in arriving at Changping County, waiting for the arrival of other town mayors and lords. The lords of the Nanshan Society were the first to arrive. Wang Shuo directly organized the nearly 10,000 troops into an army, with himself as the commander-in-chief, and Luz Haiming and Wen Yufan as deputy commanders. Until noon, various town mayors and other lords also arrived one after another, and the total number of troops they brought reached 40,000. Wang Shuo had previously requested that this support must be from the elites of their respective subordinates. Otherwise, when faced with level 60 skeleton warriors, soldiers with too low a level might not even be qualified to serve as cannon fodder. For these soldiers, Wang Shuo can only be the nominal commander, and the actual command power is still in the hands of their respective lords and town mayors. Wang Shuo counted the number of people and still found that more than half of the lords had not come. Wang Shuo kept these people in his heart silently. People who are short-sighted cannot be put to great use. All the mayors of the town were still very generous and sent people here. In particular, Buletin Lanlin, Zhengzongji, Sushiu, Nengtianji, Guoxing and other former mayors of Changping County brought about 5,000 people, almost all of them elite. At this moment, Wang Shuo discovered that Zhang Yang was among them. After the meeting, Wang Shuo invited Zhang Yang to a reception room behind the meeting hall. Wang County Magistrate, you are so powerful now, Zhang Yang said teasingly. He was also a little unsure now whether Wang Shuo recognized him as his brother or not. Once a person reaches a high position, his mentality will change.